Hello mga kapkosa! Kamusta po kayo? Once again, this is Mommy Chick and welcome to my vlog. In today's vlog, I'm going to share with you the tips on how you're going to book your managed isolation and quarantine. So, if you wanted to know more about this, please keep on watching. Hello! Yes, kapkosa, I'm back and so I'm outside just nearby the house and I'm so sorry if I wasn't able to vlog for the past few weeks kasi nagkaroon ako ng sore right eye. According sa cousin ko na optometrist, I had a subconjunctival hemorrhage. Masyado pong bloody yung right eye ko po and it take 2 weeks for it to be back to its normal color. Ayun, wala na siya. Parang wala lang nangyari but sabi niya dahil sa lamig din daw, masyadong malamig. Anyway, so sorry guys ha, hawak-hawak ko lang ang cellphone ko kasi yan lang ang kakayahan ko ngayon. Wala akong tripod. So, chill lang. Anyway, let's go back. How do we book our managed isolation and quarantine? So, based on my own experience guys, managed isolation and quarantine was the requirement that was new to the process of us coming here to New Zealand during the pandemic. So it means before, there was no managed isolation and quarantine that is needed. But since the pandemic came, during the time that we are to lodge our visa application, and we need to book the managed isolation and quarantine. So they have a website, managed isolation and quarantine, wherein that is going to help you in order for you to book your slot for your managed isolation and quarantine here in NC. So sharing with you my experience, I hope makakuha ko po kayo ng tips on how we are going to book for it. So you just have to go to the website, create your own account and register your account. That is step number 1. And then the next step is for you to select the slot that you wanted according to your schedule for the arrival here in New Zealand. So as CAP students, it was advised during that time na we have to come to New Zealand at least 1 month of prior to the start of our CAP course. Why? Because managed isolation and quarantine will take 14 days. And just in case that you need to extend your quarantine, like ma-positive po kayo na hindi naman po nangyari sa batch namin, then we have to give another 14 days para makapag-complete ng another quarantine. But thank God, we only completed it 14 days. Yun guys. So, first is you have to register it online, make your own account. Yun ang pangalawa, book for a slot according to what schedule you wanted to arrive in New Zealand, considering, for example, for us CAP students na magka-CAP tayo prior to the start of your course. And number 3, the reservation that you will make or the slot that you will take in the system will not be confirmed unless you have to attach your flight details. So, once you select a particular date, guys, it will reserve you that date within the 48 hours lang. So, it means within the 48 hours, you have to attach your flight details to the managed isolation and quarantine, or else it will be cancelled. So, for example, today, magbo-book ako ng aking slot. So, within the next 48 hours, I have to get flight details attached to it para maging confirm siya. And then, that's the time. Number 4, you will receive already the email from the managed isolation and quarantine that you have your MIQ voucher that will confirm your slot for your managed isolation and quarantine. So, it's simple. Balik tayo guys. Register your account online. Second, select a date that you wanted to arrive here for your quarantine in New Zealand. Number 3, attach your flight details. Number 4, confirm your slot with a managed isolation and quarantine voucher. So that is going to be emailed to you. Simple lang guys, no? Parang smooth lang. Yun ang akala namin. Which is, not ganun pala ka-bilis. Yun, ang pag-book. Sandali lang guys, hakat ko muna, masakit yung kamay. Guys, balik na naman. Sorry, masakit na sa kamay yung paghawak ng camera. Anyway, balik tayo. So, sorry. Pasanset. Ayan guys, so I thought it was that easy for the booking, but when the time that we are going to book for the managed isolation and quarantine, we knew from the group chat that there was already limited slots during that time, that we have to book it earlier. So our course will start by April, and it was February that they told us that we have to book our managed isolation and quarantine already, or else we will not be able to get a slot, kasi it was not that many slot na available sa online. So that time I was also worried about it, kasi I know it will not be easy, or it will also be a requirement for us to have our MIQ in order for us to go. So the hurdle in our batch is that we were not able to book yet, or rather, transfer ang kamay. We're not able to book our, pakita ko book ng book. We're not able to apply for our visa yet, because that time the Immigration New Zealand did not update yet that we can apply for our visa, since those who are allowed during that time is CAP students who have intake until March 2021. So it means we don't have any visa yet, but we already have to book our managed isolation and quarantine. So mahirap siya, kasi we don't know what will happen if we cannot get the visa, things like that. But still, we proceed with the booking with the managed isolation and quarantine. Ang hurdle guys is the availability of the dates in the system is not always available. Ganun. So what I mean is, not all the time the slot that you wanted to take is available in the system according sa gusto mong dumating sa NC. So me and my batch came from different countries. Yung point of origin namin, may nasa Singapore, may nasa Dubai, may nasa UAE. Hi, airplane. So when you are going to open your account and you select for a date, if the date is grayed out, ibig sabihin there is no more slot for that particular date, so you cannot anymore book. But the chances are, if somebody cancel their booking, then it will pop up in the system that there will be an available slot for that particular date. So what I did on the first time that I opened the MIQ and tried to book for the date that I wanted to arrive in NC, it was not available. So it was really a struggle for me. What I did, I have to refresh it from time to time, just to see if somebody canceled maybe their slot, or nag-expire yung reservation nila. That's why there are dates that will be available already in the system, things like that. And I am doing it early morning time in the Philippines. I don't know what's the difference sa ibang oras, pero I was doing it like early morning Philippine time, just to check for the availability of the slot na magkakaroon. And then, that is not the only problem when you book for your MIQ. You also have to consider the availability of the flights that will match your arrival in NZ according to your slot. So what I did, I opened several websites for several airlines, and at the same time, I check on the available dates that is in the system. So, para at least if I have already reserved a slot, I know that there is also a particular airline that can that I can book to arrive on the same date of my reservation. But if you have an available slot and wala pa pong available flight, better for you to reserve the slot kasi the slot will be just there and it will still reserve you for the next 2 days, 48 hours. So, if you book your slot, you still have 2 days for you to find for a flight that will match your arrival in NC. So, yun din yung ginawa ko. But if once it happened that within the next 48 hours that you did not attach your flight details, it will be canceled automatically in the system. But the good thing also is they are reminding you through email that your reservation is due on this day at this time. So you will know that you have to attach your flight details in order for your reservation to be confirmed. That's the time that they will issue your managed isolation and quarantine voucher through email. Last na to. Nangangawit na si kamay. Awa kamay. Anyway, so ayun guys, if you wanted to really get a slot, make sure that you have to be patient in refreshing the system and in refreshing the airlines that is going to give you the flight that is according to your arrival. Kasi you have to book a flight that will arrive on the same date of your reservation. April 1, example. So, dapat yung dating mo sa New Zealand is April 1 din. So, it really matters because some of the flights is connecting and the layover is taking how many hours. So, part din yun ng struggle namin because most of us, since it's pandemic, have layovers as well, especially yung manggagaling sa Pilipinas. So those are the considerations that we also have to consider. So yun guys, so yun ang pinaka struggle ng pagbubook ng managed isolation and quarantine. Though I know some of the incoming CAP students na nagtatanong din po sa akin have the same struggle right now that there are no more available slots in the system. Please don't give up and try to refresh the system from time to time kasi magkakaroon talaga yan guys. And as early as possible, try to reserve a slot. Anyway, it will be reserved. It can be canceled if you did not attach your flight details, and you can reserve another slot again if hindi pa kayo sure, things like that. So just don't give up on refreshing every day, and always read the managed isolation and quarantine guidelines on what are the things that you can do just in case. Like I'll just give you one example before I end this vlog. My managed isolation and quarantine was moved to another date because the flight that I had was canceled by the airline. So what I did, when I knew that my flight was canceled, I informed the managed isolation and quarantine that this airline canceled my flight and I have to book a flight with another airline. So what they replied to me is I just have to give them another flight details, and once it's available, they're going to move my slot to the date according to my arrival, which is very convenient for me guys. And I know it happened likewise to other CAP students who came here who have the same problem, kasi I know it was not only me who has canceled flights. So ayun guys, they are very responsive to emails. Just let them know about your situation, and likewise when I send them the email, I also attach the email from the airline that my flight was really canceled. So it's convenient for us not to book another slot. Instead, they will adjust the slot according to your new flight details and to your arrival. in NC. So, ayun guys, yun lang ang share ko with regards to what I have experienced in booking the managed isolation in quarantine. Patience is still a virtue. Masasabi ko lang. So, always refresh the system. Mag-open kayo ng website at the same time for the airlines, several airlines, and the managed isolation and quarantine website para magkaroon kayo ng ng at least idea on what dates are going to be available with availability of the flights as well. Considering na yun nga, dapat pareho sila. So, important points lang guys is always make sure that the managed isolation and quarantine voucher, once you receive in the email, have the correct details of the information, kung ano man ang nakasulat doon sa arrival date nyo, na pareho sa flight date, arrival sa flight ninyo, mga ganong bagay. And always take time to read the managed and isolation quarantine guidelines kasi nandun lang lahat talaga guys. Whatever your questions will be answered through the website. You just have to read. Ayun. Malamig na guys. So pababa na si Mr. Sun. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and I will be making more vlogs soon. Sorry po, hindi po ako nakapag-vlog. And for those who have subscribed to my channel, this is just my only way to help and to share with you my experience, dahil I know naman everybody in any way needs help, especially in the process, and I know we have the same goals naman, and hopefully soon we will see each other here in NC as NCRNs with your families as well. So thank you so much guys. God bless everyone. Be thankful always. Be kind. Bye bye.